Welcome back to the Behind the Back podcast. This is, of course, Ben. I'm flanked by my co-host Noah, and today we have a special guest, our friend Luke, who is a huge Buck fan.
Hello.
Go ahead.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So, Bucks win, big blowout. Really, not even a question in the second half. Just all those runs they had.
I think it was 16 straight points.
Yeah. Biggest thing was just Giannis. How many did he have? Like 41 points.
41, yes.
And today, he finally had help. Like, we're talking about in a previous podcast. It's about how Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday step up, and they finally did today. Middleton had 18, and Drew Holiday had 21.
It's amazing to see.
Go ahead. We're not? It's funny because I was taking notes, and I was like, is Drew Holiday overrated? And then in the second half, he hit like 4 threes in a row, and I was like, you know what? Never mind, Drew Holiday. Just never mind. So, yeah, huge game for him.
Been waiting for this kind of output by him. We've been just dogging on him all the time, and now he's actually showing up finally.
Mm-hmm. I will say Middleton had a solid game, but for a player of his caliber, I would expect more from him than just 18. Like 11 was just terrible, but 18,
it's only
I just feel like
more.
He's so much better than that.
He had such a great into the second quarter. He was on fire, and then he just didn't really do much in the second half. But you look at those plus minus stats, the three that really jump out for the Bucks are Giannis with plus 20, Drew Holiday with plus 22, and Bobby Portis with plus 19.
Oh yeah. Bobby Portis, I will say, was like electric this game. He brought so much energy.
11 points, 8 boards. Most importantly, 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Most importantly.
Hey, you know me. I love offensive rebounds.
It does make the difference. But those offensive rebounds came from his own missed layup, so I wouldn't call him too important.
He kept going for it. You got to respect him.
And then maybe the biggest thing that the Bucks out, Giannis was 13 of 17 from the line.
Oh yeah.
That's huge.
No more counting back at home.
They're gonna be counting in Phoenix. They're gonna be counting in Phoenix.
I really just wanted the Bucks fans to count down whenever Devin Booker or Chris Paul would go to the line.
Well, I heard like one Suns fan counting. I feel like, and I think the camera cut to him a couple times, but it didn't seem to have much effect.
Yeah, there's that crazy Suns fan who just looked like a maniac in the stands.
Yeah, that was from game 2.
No, not the dude that was like falling over with his eyes closed. Talking about a different guy. That dude looked hilarious. Speaking of fans, the Bucks fans were kind of like what Luke said, electric tonight. They were ridiculous.
If I lived in Wisconsin, my team was had a chance for the NBA Finals championship, I would be electric too.
Can we also talk about the Deer District?
I was gonna bring that up. I was like, that is insane.
It feels almost like a college basketball game atmosphere, these finals, and I really love it. Not the county down stuff, because that just feels mean. But I love the crazy cheering after every point.
I would definitely say when the district is making you like feel almost a little uncomfortable because of COVID and stuff, when we're like all vaccinated and everything, it's like you just realize how many people are there to support them and like how big of a deal that is.
Ridiculous.
Also,
the Deer District.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it. I was gonna move on, but let's continue it.
The Deer District is an amazing name. It is
Double D.
Double D.
Such a good name. That's right. What were you gonna say,
Moving
Noah?
on. I was gonna talk about how disappointing Devin Booker was this
Oh
game.
yeah.
I'm disappointed
Yeesh.
in him. I think I saw this like fake tweet on Instagram. It was like Kendall Jenner saying, if I think it was like if he wins, she'll give him a baby. And I was like, well, he was way too focused on that if that was even real.
Yeah.
He only
I did-
played. He only played 29 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. I think it's just he was like maybe he had some disagreements with the coach on the bench or something. Or
Monty, yeah.
gotta be.
Well,
But
I think
Monty
Monty
Williams
Williams.
seems like a cool guy though.
I think he wanted to rest him at the point
Mm.
of the blowout just to get ready because they're
Mhm.
up 2-1. They're in the advantage. And
Mhm.
if you could keep Devin Booker with energy late into the series, they can close out the Bucks, which I
Mhm.
really hope does not happen.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just Cameron Johnson played more minutes than Devin Booker. It's just I feel like they could have played Devin Booker a little bit more earlier on.
Side note. No, you're cheering for the Suns, right?
Yeah, I'm really cheering for Chris Paul to win a ring now. That's
I think
really
I'm
what it is.
cheering for the Bucks.
Mm.
And it's for one reason only. I think this is
And what's that?
Giannis's like only chance to really get a ring.
Mm. I think
I
this is
think-
Chris Paul's only chance to really get a
I
ring.
don't- I feel like the Suns are going to be back there next year.
I don't think they're gonna get through the. I don't think they're gonna get as lucky with the Western Conference like they did this year.
That is true.
Yeah,
And
but
the Bucks can easily get back here next year.
everyone already likes Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a no-brainer Hall of Famer, but not everyone likes Giannis.
Giannis, but
I
if
kind of
we-
want
Giannis
Giannis.
wins, if
get
Giannis
some
wins,
love.
people are gonna be like, "Oh, Mickey Mouse ring! No one on the Suns can stop him." The Giannis haters are not gonna change their mind. You already know they aren't.
But I do think this could be like a last chance for Giannis on the Bucks because it's like I don't know how you improve from here on the team. Do you go with a different coaching direction? Will guys want out if they don't succeed this year? So it is kind of a little tense there, and they gotta win, or there could be some big consequences.
If you're Giannis, are you regretting signing that Supermax, that is extension?
I mean, money's money.
That is
He
true.
just got a
I think he
boatload
is.
of money.
I think he has such a desire to win, though,
Mm.
that I don't believe that money means as much to him as a ring would.
That is true. That is how it goes with a lot of players like Marcus Cousins, who easily could have got a bag and a bad team, but went to the Warriors for like a $2 million contract instead.
Because it's
Still
DeMarcus
lost.
Cousins.
Still lost.
I think I would say though that if Giannis wants out, I think he almost has like enough respect for Milwaukee that he would take a trade where they'd actually get something back and not just straight up leave.
He wouldn't walk.
I am 100% against superstar trades. Why
I
would
don't
you
see
trade
Giannis
away
walking.
your superstar? You're never gonna get anything of value back, unless
Well,
you're
if they're
Sam.
not happy.
If
Unless
Giannis
you're
wants to
Sam
leave,
Presti.
they can trade with the Thunder. They can probably trade with the Thunder.
What are they gonna get back from the Thunder?
A bunch of 8th graders, a bunch of 7th graders,
But
and
if
Shea Alexander.
Here's my problem. If I'm the Bucks, I'm like, if I trade Giannis, we have to rebuild.
Mm.
And you're stuck
the Thunder and
with
Bucks can just swap teams.
and you're stuck with the supermax of Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, and it's like you're never gonna get rid of those contracts. You're not gonna
Giannis
dump those
isn't on the
contracts.
Bucks next year. The Bucks are gonna be what, like not even a playoff team.
Oh,
Bucks
heck
aren't
no.
gonna trade him. They're gonna keep him, even if he's unhappy. Too bad. You're playing.
That's what they should do. I think
gonna
Giannis
happen.
stays on that team.
He is
I feel
going
like
to.
that- I feel like
The
that's just
trade-
the
the-
guy Giannis is.
The trades I was talking about were just jokes. I already know that Giannis
Well, yeah.
is staying.
I think maybe we should leave this to the end of the series once we see the outcome and maybe like focus a little more on this game.
Yeah, probably.
I suppose. So, second half was all Bucks, no doubt
Sure.
about it. This is the blow it really hit, and even furthermore, I wrote it down. I think there was 16-0 run to in the third quarter.
That can't happen. That can't happen.
And I think it was like a 20-6 run to end the first half.
Oof.
That's
Looking at the splits for the quarters, I didn't realize that the Bucks' biggest run was second quarter. They outscored the Suns by 18? Jeez.
Crazy.
And then it's closer than you think from then on. They beat them by 7 in the third. And then the fourth, they actually lost by 2, but those are just garbage points, I think.
I think another big reason why the Bucks won this game is if you look at assist stats, the Suns only had 21. I mean, the Bucks had 28, but in the first half, I remember making a note. I think Mike Green or Jeff Van Gundy pointed out, and they said the Bucks are just passing with such efficiency, and the discrepancy is too big for the. Yeah, that's exactly what the Bucks needed. They needed playmaking. They needed that spark on offense, and they really got that from Bobby Portis this game.
And we talked about the last episode. We were talking about how the Bucks weren't passing the ball that much. They were just settling, and in this game they got their stuff together and started passing the ball more and driving and getting free throws. The free throw percentage in this game, especially for Giannis, was hitting his free throws. The Bucks had a higher percentage than the Suns, which is the first time in this series that's happened.
I think
they got more rebounds as well. They were just more aggressive.
I think that the Bucks just felt really comfortable playing at home. I think that's really what it just comes down to.
We'll see. Is next game in Phoenix?
No, Bucks.
Still in Milwaukee.
Might tie it up then.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely possible.
I think there was a lot of pressure in this game, and I'm hoping that this win doesn't relieve it, and they still stay urgent in we need to get this done, and not hey, we just destroyed them last game.
Hey, we won a game.
20-point win does not mean anything. We're still down on the series. You got to keep pushing to gain ground.
I think the Bucks did find their really 7-man rotation between Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, Holiday, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and PJ Tucker.
They were just rotating with ease. They didn't even need to keep the starters in. When you could just effortlessly rotate Frank Kaminsky in, then you know that you're winning.
Well, you mean
especially when he's playing
Frank Kaminsky's
terrible.
on the Suns, stupid.
I'm talking. Hold on.
You mean Jeff T?
Hold on. Jeff T. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I am glad Jeff T did not get many minutes. And
speaking of Frank Kaminsky, he doesn't deserve a spot on this team.
I got mixed between the two terrible players and just who I was talking about.
He was an outcast from Charlotte. He wasn't good enough to play for the Hornets, but he somehow plays for the NBA Finals team.
I don't even remember how he got to the Suns.
I don't know.
That's how insignificant he is.
I feel like he was decent last season with his 3-pointers, but this game he could just not pass the ball. I remember he got subbed in. He was taking inbound pass, nearly turned it over. Next play, he gets it down in the post and he kicks it out to a wide open Crowder. And he bounces the ball right in front of him. You got to throw a better pass than that.
Side note. Jay Crowder went 6 for 7 from 3.
That's insane.
And what was the streak? I know, Luke, you were talking about it.
The Suns, this playoffs, when Jay Crowder scores over 10 points, I believe they're undefeated until now. He dropped 18 tonight. He was a huge part, better than Devin Booker.
He was the second highest scorer. This streak is done.
Chris Paul with 19.
Scott Foster's streak stays alive, though.
Scott Foster's streak stays alive. Now Chris Paul is 1-12 against Scott Foster.
For those of you who don't know, yes.
In the playoffs, Chris Paul has only won one game ever against Scott Foster.
Can we talk about, though, just Cameron Johnson? It was huge
That-
this game.
Yeah. Cameron Johnson
14 points.
I was just watching him and he just felt like he was like he could just do whatever he wanted.
He's
Yeah.
fearless.
They could not guard him, and you could kind of see it in his eyes. I think he had Brooke Lopez on him. He's like, "Yeah, this guy cannot hold me."
The bad thing is that he went 1 for 5 from 3, and I remember he definitely had some open ones they just missed.
Yeah, if he was making those threes, they could have been 10.
Would have been
maybe.
a lot closer.
Would have been a lot closer, and then Devin Booker probably could have played a little bit more, and they could have won this game.
This kind of leads us though to the play of the finals.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wasn't. I watched the dunk, and then I was like, "That's got to be a challenge." Did they overrule it or they let it stand?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
They called the foul on PJ Tucker because I think
Cam
Johnson was already in the air. Yeah. So he counted the bucket, and I'm not sure if he made the free throw for the.
That's what most people don't remember is that the person, like, if they're in the air, then your feet just automatically, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if they're set or not.
Yeah.
Do you guys want if we take just like a quick tangent about how awful flopping is, just like trying to get foul called on you?
I'm excited that they're changing the rules next year and they're getting rid of a lot of it because it's soon enough it's gonna ruin the game. It's gonna be it already is a meta, but like it's gonna become more of a meta soon enough.
It's really hard to watch whenever you just feel like people are just hunting after fouls and whatnot.
Like my dad walked in on me watching the finals and he saw like some play. It was like Jay Crowder. He went for like a 4-point play and the ball just went off the backboard. And he was
yeah.
And then he walked out and I was like, I'm so sorry you had to see that. Just awful.
As a Bucks fan, watching the Hawks with Trae Young, like he is a great player, but it is so infuriating, especially when you lose off of like those late game foul calls. It's just like the refs are human, I get it, but it feels like players are exploiting that to the best they can.
Did you guys watch the play where Chris Paul put who was it? It was Giannis. He put him into like a blender.
Yeah, I saw this one thing where he hit that fadeaway right in his face. I was wondering, I was like, Giannis, you probably could have stepped up a little bit more on that.
I don't know. I don't think there's any stopping that fade. Chris Paul is just
he's
too nice with that.
Insane.
He's brutal.
I saw this one thing about saying Chris Paul is like mid-ranges to him or just like a layup. I'm like, that's just mastery of the craft.
Mastery of the craft. It really is, dude. Chris Paul, he is the epitome of what a point guard is. And it's so sad to see that there really won't be another person like him.
Chris Paul is just one of a kind. It's going to be sad when he retires.
What I think is the most sad is that all point guards now hunt for their own shot instead of passing. It's a dying breed.
The point guard is dying. The true point guard is dying. I'm trying to think of if anyone like is gonna bring it back, but I just can't think of one.
I think
maybe De'Aaron Fox, but I think that's a long shot.
I feel like Curry's still a really great playmaker, and he scores a lot, but he still moves the ball. He knows how to move off ball in that way. He's got high IQ, but you can't touch Chris Paul on that.
Yeah.
So me and Noah each given our opinion on greatest point guard of all time and where Chris Paul ranks among them. What are your thoughts on that, Luke?
It's tough. It's really tough because there are so many great point guards. Personally, I have Magic Johnson number one of my favorite players of all time. Chris Paul.
Our argument was that if he wins this ring, then Chris Paul is 3. That was our argument.
Chris Paul's 3 behind 2 being Steph,
Curry.
Steve Nash. Yeah.
I say behind Curry.
It goes unranked Magic Steph for us, like as a collective, and then Chris Paul if he wins the ring. That was our argument. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's really hard to rank point guards with guys like Oscar Robertson, Steve
Mhm.
Nash, Jason Kidd,
Mhm.
who just put up a ton of stats, but like, I don't know. I feel
Mhm.
like it's
They were
easier
before
for
our
me to
time.
see exactly. Like I've seen Chris Paul, I've seen Steph Curry, and I've gone
Mhm.
back and watched Magic Johnson. I can understand it,
Yeah.
but with
And
the other guys,
no
I just
one
don't
just
get it.
like watches hours of Oscar Robertson.
John
No, but-
Stockton running the same pick and roll with Karl Malone 20
No one
million
just goes
times.
back. Like I haven't, like maybe my dad would know about this kid, but I personally I've never watched an entire
Mhm.
2002 Nets game with Jason Kidd in it. No one
He
does
did.
that.
It's kind of
He,
easy to forget he led them to a finals though. Like he's that
Yeah.
good.
That is crazy.
true.
Who was on that team? Was it Richard Jefferson and like
Jefferson.
Kenyon Martin?
It was Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd. Here, I can look at the team right now. I'm gonna look at it. 2002 Nets. I think they made the finals.
All those early 2000 teams were pretty bad, especially coming from the
Mhm.
East. Like the Kobe and Shaq teams were amazing.
Yeah. I think the Western Conference was pretty tough though. They had the
Yeah.
Spurs,
Mhm.
the Rockets were solid.
Oh, okay. It was
Trailblazers.
Kings.
all right.
Wait.
The Nets. That Nets team was
Not
Kenyon
the
Martin,
Rockets.
Yeah.
Jason
the Rockets.
Kidd, Keith Van Horn,
Oh, yeah.
Richard Jefferson, Jason Collins, and Brian Scalabrine.
Scal.
Of course, got to get
The
Scalabrine.
White Mamba.
He didn't play a single minute. Oh no, he played 1 minute. He played 1 single minute in the entire series.
Side note. This is kind of off topic, but Brian
Mhm.
Scalabrine kind of got me thinking about this. Do you guys think the NBA is more or less physical right now than it was previously?
I think they're more physically talented, but not as physical.
I would say physical in a different way.
Yeah,
They've
They
gotten
are.
better at controlling it and hiding it
Mhm.
and doing it within rules.
Mhm.
Whereas I think the physicality
Back in the day, it was just
back in the
raw.
day,
It was
it was
very raw.
reckless.
Yeah, it was very raw physical ability.
My opinion on that is kind of just like, I think that the players right now are the most physically gifted
Mm-hmm.
ever.
That's exactly
but
what I was saying.
they don't play the most physical in the game.
Mm-hmm. It's
No.
very controlled.
Mm-hmm. And I can't exactly tell if that's a good thing or bad thing.
I think it's better for injuries. Because if everyone is out of control, people are going to get hurt and people's careers are going to end.
When you got bodies like Giannis and LeBron like out there like shoving people, somebody
We already saw it happen
get, like
with Derrick Rose.
paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
On a related note, this playoffs has been awful.
Has been or isn't?
Well, it's been awful for players injury wise.
Oh, injury
Everyone
wise,
is
yes.
getting hurt.
I was about to say it's pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah,
I would say it's entertaining.
This game was
very
incredibly entertaining.
Yeah. But injury wise, there's just been so many.
Like,
and people can blame losses on the short season, but both teams are getting injured. That's the thing.
Name like you say top 10 your top 10 players in the league. Only one of them was in the conference finals. Giannis was the only top 10 player in the conference finals.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument that Chris Paul is top 10, but Giannis is the only.
We could go top 10 right now.
Sure.
Why don't we? Last thing before we end the podcast, our top 10s.
Sure, we'll do that.
I say no order: Giannis, KD, LeBron, Steph, Jokic,
That's
Embiid.
4. 6.
Who else? I gotta be tight with this.
Don't give him any hints.
You said Luka. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Luka, I would say James Harden. So I'm at 8.
7, I think.
Do I put No, I'm at 8. I said Luca and Harden. So, do I put AD? Do I put AD? I'll go with AD and Dame. I can't leave out Dame.
Dame.
I'm trying to think if I missed anybody.
Second best point guard in the league, Dame.
Do you want to go now?
I think Luke is forgetting. You've already said LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Are you forgetting Kawhi?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would take Kawhi over Harden.
Yeah.
And then
mine's probably super similar to yours.
Yeah, mine's pretty. Top 10 is pretty solid right now. All right, mine is Steph, LeBron, Kawhi, KD, Jokic, Joel, Luca, Dame. That's 8.
Mm-hmm.
I already said LeBron. I would say AD. AD is definitely up there, and Harden. I feel like I missed someone.
Giannis.
That feels pretty. Giannis.
Giannis.
Giannis for Harden. Giannis for Harden. Not
My
ranked.
top 10 isn't necessarily like. Well, do you want me to like give like talent wise, or who I would, if I was trying
Valuable.
to win a championship, who I would want?
Yeah, valuable to a team.
So who I would want to win a championship with, or who I would feel. But Giannis, LeBron, Steph, KD, KD, Luca,
5,
Dame,
6,
Embiid, Kawhi. I think I'd probably say Chris Paul.
That's 9.
You sure that's 9?
Pretty sure it's 9.
I said KD, Giannis,
That's 2.
Chris Paul, LeBron,
3, 4,
Steph,
5,
Luca,
6,
Dame,
7,
Embiid,
8.
Kawhi.
Have you said LeBron?
No. I mean, yes, I did say LeBron. I thought I said someone else.
Who's the last guy?
I think you have to go AD.
AD.
So who did you? I'm trying to think of who you subbed out for Chris Paul.
Probably Harden.
We both subbed out Harden.
We didn't have Harden.
All right, let me think. It was Jokic, LeBron. Steph.
Oh, I don't know if I said Jokic.
I don't think you said Jokic.
I meant Jokic. I'd have Jokic over AD.
Chris Paul over AD as well.
I can see Chris Paul over AD.
Yeah.
Championship wise.
So there definitely is an argument for Chris Paul on your championship team.
Yeah. Just it's hard to deny his leadership and versatility.
Well, I think that wraps up the podcast. This was Behind the Back podcast with our special guest, Luke, our favorite Bucks fan.
We are currently sponsored by no one.
Hopefully going to change that. Make sure to email us if you have any sponsorship interest. We'll definitely get you.
Yep.
Racial legends.
So next time we meet, most likely after game 4. Predictions right before we go.
Bucks win. Bucks in 6.
Bucks W. Bucks in 6. I think it's gonna be Suns in 6.
I think Suns in 6, Luke. I'm sorry. I think the Bucks win these 2 games.
Suns win next 2.
Yeah.
If you dare sponsor us, it's the Beyond the Back podcast at gmail.com for sponsors. It would be kind of funny if we got one.
Yeah, it would be hilarious. Hit us up.
Real funny, eh? Real funny, eh?
All right,
All
bring
right.
it there. Thank you
Wrap
everybody
it
for
up.
tuning in. Goodbye.
Signing off.